Tell us what is your understanding of judicial independence, oversight, and accountability, and how is judicial independence protected under the Constitution?
Thank you, my lady. Judicial independence refers to the ability of a judge to make a decision without any external influence or pressures. Accountability and judicial independence are correlated in that judicial independence, while judicial independence allows judges to exercise their mind, the law demands that judges must be accountable for their actions. Judges must provide reasoned decisions. Judges must ensure that they operate within the set framework that is under the Judges' Code of Conduct and Ethics that defines their interaction and ensures that the integrity of the entire system is not brought to disrepute.
Okay.
Yes.
And what is the role of the Judicial Service Commission in terms of the governance framework?
Judicial Service Commission, my lady, is mandated to promote justice, and in terms of governance, the Judicial Service Commission will ensure that in terms of, let's say, complaints, that they are promptly addressed. The Judicial Service Commission has come up under the Judicial Service Act with a code of conduct that regulates the manner in which judicial officers and judges are expected to relate.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable CJ. I have a few questions for you.
Thank you.
First, please describe yourself as a leader. How would you describe yourself?
Thank you, Commissioner. I will say that, one, an open-minded leader who is able to apply the Constitution and the law in an open-minded manner. I am realistic to the situation, and I also take cognizance of the fact that leadership is a position of trust, and hence I endeavor to serve rather than to lead. I also note that leadership requires that I put the interest of the public and those that I serve first before my own interest, and I behave and act in a manner that does not bring disrepute to the office that I hold.
Okay. In your current role, do you have any, and have you had any encounter with the younger generation in the workplace? These are the Gen Zs and the millennials.
Yes, I have, Commissioner.
What experience do you have with that team?
I would say that the younger generations are free. They are exploitative. They explore. They are not bound by the traditional rules that were binding maybe the older generation.
Okay.
Yes.
Any challenges you had with them?
Yes. One of the challenges is bringing myself to a place where you start understanding the younger generation, where they come from. You will find that their behavior is influenced by several factors. For instance, they are able to express themselves. They are open-minded, and you'll find that sometimes they require guidance on certain areas because their worldview is very open and they question matters. They are not a status quo generation. So what I've done is that I have learned to be open, to be accountable, to explain, and to guide.
Okay. If I walked back to the Ministry of Defense, what is the one thing the staff there would tell me they don't like about you?
Thank you, my lady. Like any other human being, I have weaknesses. I would say that it is difficult to do a self-appraisal. However, I will say that one of the areas that I have discovered is that sometimes I work very hard, and I expect others also to work hard, and sometimes it brings a bit of friction. I have learned to accommodate everybody and take on the strength of everybody so that I can work with a team that is diverse.
How do you work with the non-performers? How do you accommodate them?
Non-performance are encouraged first to improve, and how they are encouraged is to identify the reasons for their non-performance. From my experience, I've discovered that external factors can influence non-performance. For instance, there could be marital issues, there could be family issues. So the first thing is to identify what is the cause of that non-performance, and then come up with a structure to assist the party to improve their performance. If it is a question of maybe intellectual ability or capacity, then I'll make a recommendation that they are subjected to training. And if it is an issue to do with the family or other extraneous factors, then we'll consider available mechanisms, for instance, counseling and such kind of things.
Okay. Thank you, and I wish you well.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Yes, good afternoon again, Colonel.
Good afternoon, Commissioner.
Right. Now, how familiar are you with international and regional legal instruments and relevant to your field?
I am well versed with legal instruments dealing with international humanitarian law, and those are the treaties and conventions on that subject. I'm also very versed with legal instruments touching on humanitarian law, or I mean human rights law within the international framework.
How should courts or institutions approach conflicts between domestic law and international conventions?
Thank you, Commissioner. The domestic law under the hierarchy of laws takes precedence. And if you look at Article 2 of the Constitution, it provides that while international instruments form part of domestic law, but they fall right below the domestic law. So if there is a conflict, I will look at the nature of the conflict and look at whether it is applicable. If it is, if the international instrument is against domestic law, then I will go with the domestic law. But if it is, for instance, there is no serious conflict, then I will use the international instrument to further define the scope of the domestic law.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, thank you very much for that engagement. I think before I let you go, several questions were asked about whether you are a heavy lifter, you know, because you are dealing with 13 cases a year. That is one day's work in a judge's life. So what are you going to do to help us reduce backlog and cope with that huge load of work?
Thank you, my Lady Chief Justice. The first thing I will do is to use the available tools, and one of them is the multi-door approach, where it is recognized that the courts are not the only avenues to dispute resolution. So I will look at the suitable cases that are before me and refer suitable cases to mediation. Now we have a provision for court annexed mediation. I will also do active case management to bring up matters and ensure that the matters which have been inactive, proper direction is given. I'll also utilize the current framework that is there. That is the judicial case management system to ensure that cases do not overly delay, and that where there's a delay, then that can quickly be brought to my attention, and then I will deal with it.
Yes, I wanted to hear other innovations, because all what you have spoken about is already happening in the judiciary, and we still have a backlog.
Yes, my lady.
Yes, I wanted to hear any innovation that you're going to bring to help us.
My lady, other than those interventions I've talked about, I will come up with. I will consider what factors lead to delay. And my lady, because they are varied, I will, for instance, maybe put in more work, more time, and perhaps, my lady, encourage that there is stakeholder engagement to address issues that lead to delay. Yes.
Very well. What do you understand by emotional intelligence? The term emotional intelligence, and how would you bring it to bear in your work as a judge?
Thank you, my lady. The emotional intelligence refers to the ability of a person to remain calm and reasoned, even in situations which I can say they are difficult or they are emotionally engaging. My lady, as a judge, I'm required to deal with matters based on reason, based on the facts, without showing emotions or without getting involved in the particular dispute. Emotional intelligence will allow a judge to remain independent and deal with the facts, ensuring that irrespective of the parties before them, they afford them an opportunity, an equal opportunity to present their case.
Very well. I think this brings us to the end of the interview.